The hearer forgets as soon as he actually stops listening. Continue then in the law of liberty. And this is in verse 25. And this is one of the areas as we went through that's important to pay attention to, because James talks about two laws. He talks about the royal law and the law of liberty. Now you will notice, although he uses the royal law as an example, he never tells you to abide by the royal law. He says abide by the mature law, the law of liberty. That's the law he's talking about here. But he who looks into the mature law, and this is the mature law of liberty. That's not the royal law. That's not the Mosaic law. Pay attention to your conduct. Then he then goes to talk about that in verses 26 and 27. The one who thinks himself to be religious. And this concept of religion is how you present yourself. Are you using religious symbols to present that you're a Christian? A t-shirt that shows you're a Christian, or a little fish on your car, or whatever? Act appropriately if you're going to use those kinds of symbols. And that's very important, because if you don't, then your supposed religion is worthless. I mean, think about the how everybody is seeing Christianity when they're wearing crosses and all this other stuff, and then they're acting oftentimes worse than those people who are unbelievers. That's not an appropriate thing for us to do. James chapter 2, he starts out then with not being, do not permit partiality among the saints. Partiality is based upon a person's appearance. I mean, you like a person because of their appearance. Now, he is specifically using a poor man who's in filthy clothing and a rich man. And if you've been around for very long, and especially in the circles I've been in, because I grew up in construction, and most of the guys that I actually knew, they were most of the time they were pretty filthy because they were working, but they were really good guys. And then the wealthy ones would come over and they were not good guys. They were not the ones who actually. But you don't want to use partiality either way. You don't want to say, oh, because he's wealthy, he's not a good guy. Because he might actually be a very good guy. Conduct is what matters, not your appearance.